Welcome back to the adventures of Hairy Fenton. Yeah, well, there's been a little bit of things happening here. I have been doing some things off camera, a large part of which was continuing the run between Mainani and Nagalan, doing courier missions back and forth, which was getting me a decent amount of cash and some reputation and so on. In the process of doing that, along the way I decided to kind of change up what I was doing, and I started doing some cargo hauling, and that is the idea of, trading basically. Go into the commodities market at a station, buy something, take it somewhere else, and sell it, ideally at a profit. And that was working out okay, and I did fairly well, and I decided, okay, I'm going to buy another ship that is more suited for hauling larger amounts of cargo. And I decided to go with a multi-role kind of ship that could not only haul cargo, but also have a little bit of ability to fight, and so on, even though it was mostly rigged for cargo. And so I went out and got myself an Alliance Chieftain. And that was working okay. But after running a bunch of cargo, I decided to go back to the courier missions, and
Orbital flight engaged.
I parked the Chieftain, I got back into the Cobra Mark III, and went about doing that. In the course of one of those mission runs, actually this happened a couple of times, basically sometimes you get one of these things where opposing forces don't want this to happen, and so basically somebody comes after you, and they interdict you, which is basically they're trying to pull you out of Super Cruise so that they can attack. Now, a couple of times it was just a simple matter of evade the interdiction and keep on going. Evade the interdiction, run like crazy, and get out of there and just continue the mission. A couple of times I submitted to the interdiction, which is me basically cut throttle and let them do it, and then turned and fought and destroyed the enemy ship. Did that a couple of times. The third time, I was going to do the same thing. At least that was the plan. Didn't work out so good. I saw the ship coming. I didn't see what type of ship it was. If I had, I would not have cut throttle. And yeah. But on the 27th of June, running with my graphics turned way down because of the situation I had going at the time, about 9 o'clock, 9:30, yeah, right around 9:30ish or so, interdiction, and I proceeded to do what I'd done a couple of times before, and just decide to give in to interdiction. I figured, okay, this limo needs to be toasted, so I was willing to do that. Had I taken the time to look at my contacts and find out what ship it was, I wouldn't have done that, because the ship that interdicted me was a Fer-de-Lance, which I don't know much about that ship. I've never had one or seen one up close except for this time. And Well, he attacked, and there were basically two hits. He hit me, and I hit the ground, figuratively speaking. In a period of 1 minute and 46 seconds, something like that, basically, I managed to evade him a little bit, but he got in one good salvo, and that's all he needed. One salvo from his weapons shredded my ship. Boom! Next thing you know, I'm looking at a rebuy screen. That in and of itself, while a little bit upsetting, is not super duper bad. It happens. You pay your rebuy, you get your ship back, and you go on again. No big deal. The part that was a big deal was that, and had I thought of this, I didn't think of it when things were happening, and I should have. And this is entirely my fault for this disaster to happen. And it was something of a disaster, because when your ship is destroyed, any exploration data that you have on your ship that has not been sold dies with the ship. And there was at least I estimate approximately 230 million credits worth of exploration data that were lost in that ship destruction. Not super encouraging. However, I have opted to do what I can to fix the situation. And basically what that amounts to
landing gear deployed
is recover what I can. Basically, there's a whole bunch of places I can do exploration that will allow me to regain that money, because any exploration places, any exploration that I did, if I didn't sell the data, I can scan those things again, and this time actually sell the data as opposed to getting blown up and losing it. And yeah, it'll take a few days to do it, but I can do that. And I have a plan. I have worked out a new ship build, and this ship will be also a little bit multi-role, and I'm going to build it up mostly for exploration, because one of the engineers that you can deal with requires that you have traveled 5,000 light years from start. And so that ship will be used for that mission. And when I get the ship, I'm going to do a little bit of engineering. Oh, wait a minute. Is this thing turned on? Where is it? The thrusters were turned off? That's really special. Where is... Are you kidding me? Yeah. Somewhere in reconfiguring the ship, I removed the thing that I need right now, the vehicle hangar. So I'm going to have to take off and go get that thing. Oh, God. There's a testament to checking things out and that you have what you need before you go to do something. But in the meantime, I got a decent shot of the ship landing, or on the ground, that is. Yeah, pretty decent shape. Alright, well, let's see. Let's see if I can do a takeoff in third person, just for giggles. Alright, pull this back a bit, and throttle up. Pitch up. Max throttle. Yeah, the problem here is I don't get a very good look at what my angle of flight is, although that looks good. Alright, landing gear retract.
Landing gear retracted.
Thank you. And switch back to ship control mode and jump for Super Cruise.
Frame shift drive charging.
This ought to be good.
4,
Whoops.
3, 2, 1. Engage.
Yeah. Here we are. Taking off. Okay, so I'm going to go get my vehicle hangar and come back to either this planet or probably another one. There's plenty of them that have the stuff I want. What I'm going to be doing is driving around in the SRV, doing some prospecting, collecting materials that I will be needing for, among other things, some of the engineering that I will be doing on the new ship when I get it. So I'm going to cut and come back in when I actually get a chance to land with the vehicle hangar. Well, all right. Quite a bit of time has passed, actually. A couple or 3 hours, I forget exactly. But, yeah, I have picked out another planet to land on, and I have already done so. I have my SRV vehicle, and I am deploying. And it will be deployed through a hatch in the bottom of the ship. Okay. I don't know if I've done anything with SRVs before or not, but okay. Reverse throttle. Apparently not. Alright, move forward, get out of here. Hello. Who is that out there? A vulture. Landing. And they scan clean, so I'm not going to worry about it. I'm not here for that. I'm here for some resources and whatnot. Yeah. First, let's see, I'm going to transfer to the turret so I can get a better view. And
Ship dismissed.
Dismiss the ship. And it takes off to wait in some pocket dimension in orbit someplace. Meanwhile, I and driving about and following the readouts of this scanner here. No, I don't want to go to the other person over there. I'm looking for materials. And yeah, I figure I'm thinking from the looks of the scanner, if I drive this way long enough, I will find a little something that isn't that other pilot. And which, by the way, since I'm playing in solo mode right now, that is an NPC, so I'm not concerned in the least about that. Especially since they scanned clean. Now, if they came out wanted, I would have been a little bit iffy about it, but... Of course, right now, I'm not carrying very much, if any at all. Well, a little bit, but not very much in the way of exploration data. And so, I'm driving around and I'm looking for little resource deposits that will contain various and sundry things that I can use for some things. Like, for example, sulfur and phosphorus, which I can use to synthesize fuel or to synthesize ammunition for the turret weapon. How you do that with sulfur and phosphorus, I have no clue. But yeah, there we go. That wide band ahead on the bottom of the scanner readout, there's stuff over there. Now that white dot that appeared, that's part of it. That is an outcrop which will contain mineral and metal ores. I just have to get close to it. And okay, this is good range. Shoot it until it bursts. And there is some manganese, nickel, tin, yttrium, iron, phosphorus, and more tin. This is pretty good. Okay.
Cargo scoop deployed.
And now I target it in that box on the left-hand side, the blue box there, and just drive over it. New material discovered, universe discoveries, manganese. Okay, great. And then some of this stuff I'm sitting right on top of, so as soon as I target it, it picks it up. Okay. There's a little bit of phosphorus left, and I want that. Actually, I want all of it. All right. Now there's another over here, that white dot, another outcrop, and there will be more stuffs here. And you know, it occurs to me I should probably slow down really big time here, and then let's have a look from the outside of this vehicle. It is I'd call it a 3-axle, 8-wheel design. It's very stable. It can stay upright under a lot of rough conditions. I don't know exactly what the top speed is, but whoops. Okay, there's a bit of terrain that it would have been better to drive around. That's the thing I was driving towards. All right, let's get out of this. Okay. Yeah, those jets on either side, they're how I got off of that rock. because you can jump a decent... Okay, germanium, manganese, tin. Great. Oops. How about I actually target these things? No. Cancel recall. I have the recall ship command mapped to R, and once in a while I hit it by accident. Manganese. Alright, so it's just target it and drive over it after you shoot it and break it up. Now, some of these materials are useful in synthesis, like I showed with, well, I can show you over here. Inventory, synthesis. With sulfur and phosphorus, I can restock the weapon. I can repair the ship with iron and nickel. I can refuel the SRV with sulfur and phosphorus. And for the main ship, FSD injection. Inject these materials into the frameshift drive, and you can see on the lower right of the little display there, bonus 25, bonus 50%, bonus 100% range on the jump. So that's good. Let's see. Let's see. Small caliber munitions. The ship is equipped with some multi-cannons. With iron, nickel, and sulfur, I could reload those weapons without having to go back and buy it. So that's good. Automatic field maintenance unit. With these materials, I could recharge that device if I had one. I don't on this ship, but on others. Heat sinks can be reloaded with these materials, which are not something you get off a planet. And I can even, with iron and nickel, reload the ship's emergency life support capability. So, yeah, that's pretty cool, pretty decent. All right, we have another outcrop, and so I'm going to be doing this for a while. And basically, I'm going to kind of split the difference between doing this and doing more exploration to recoup data that was lost or replace it, what have you, and also the Nagalan Mainani runs. And I'm going to keep this up for a while. I figure I have every reason to believe that I could easily come up with another 200 million in a week. And I'm not exaggerating. So I'm going to be working on that because I have a plan and I'm working the plan. Thanks for watching. Take it easy. I am out of here.
Mr. TinFoilChef.